of an Amazon addict. And so I was going on there several times a week to order just whether it was household stuff or just things that I'm like, ooh, pretty, it's shiny and new, and I want that. Hey everyone, my name is Jackie. Welcome back to my channel, Single Mother by Choice. Making the decision to become a single parent is not one that I've taken lightly. In fact, it took me several years to figure out a way to responsibly afford to take care of a child of my own. Today, I'm going to share with you all of the factors that I considered before making the final decision to become a single mother. Let's get into the video. So, before looking at the harsh, cruel realities of my financial situation, I really wanted to first take a minute to paint a picture of my perfect, beautiful, harmonious family life. What would that look like? And for me, it looked like me with my child at home, potentially having a home birth, and being at home with him or her for like the first year of their life, breastfeeding, cloth diapering, all of those beautiful things, co-sleeping, all of those wonderful, beautiful things. I really, thought, oh, that's just like the ideal situation. But then I had to merge that with the realities of what I truly could afford. But before I did that, I really wanted to have some non-negotiables down. There are some things I'm just not willing to sacrifice. So for instance, going back to work after 4 or 6 weeks or even 12 weeks of maternity leave was just unacceptable to me. I really think it's important for me to stay home with my child for at least the first year of their life. And that has to happen. That is a non-negotiable for me. I am hell or high water, I will be home with my child the first year of their life. And so that means really being honest about where I am financially and seeing perhaps I'll have to make just other sacrifices in order to make that non-negotiable happen. So next I researched the cost of everything. First starting with the cost of artificial insemination. I had to consider whether or not, well, not consider, but I had to compare the cost of IUI versus IVF, and I had to sort of think about how much I would be able to save in order to afford a certain number of tries. Because every time you perform one of these procedures, whether it's intrauterine insemination or in vitro fertilization, it costs a significant amount of money. So I had to consider, well, how many times will I be able to try to get pregnant with the money that I'm able to save? Next, I looked at the cost of just living every day. And for me, that included thinking about things like the cost of healthcare, daycare, food, diapers, and my biggest expense right now, student loans. So now that I had a good idea of how much it was going to cost for me to have a child and how much it was going to cost for me to stay home for a year after having a child, I had to take a look at where I could cut back in terms of my lifestyle. So living in New York City, I was going out on an average of 4 times a week, spending money on generally dinner. And those dinners would cost anywhere from $30 to, at times, I don't know, maybe $50 or $60. And so if you are conservative with that, it would be about $120 minimum per week just on going out to dinner. That was insane. And I was also, and still am a little bit, of an Amazon addict. And so I was going on there several times a week to order just whether it was household stuff or just things that I'm like, ooh, pretty, it's shiny and new, and I want that. I was spending, quite a bit of money on Amazon as well. So I had to really take a step back from doing all of those things. After crunching the numbers for no less than 10 times, I then realized that living in New York City was just not going to afford me the opportunity to have a child, and I needed to go back home if I was going to make this happen. This decision was a really difficult one and a really humbling one. I was really worried about having this conversation with my mom, but surprisingly, when I shared with her what I wanted to do and how I wanted to accomplish it, she was really, really supportive and very excited. I think she just really wants to be a grandma and is happy to make it happen however way, I want it to happen. So I was very happy to hear that she was excited about my decision. So the days leading up to my move back home was really difficult. I really started to question whether or not this was a good idea, because I was going to be sacrificing my independence and I was going to be adding a 3-hour commute to my day. That was really worrying me. But once I did make the move, I felt a lot better, and I looked at the bigger picture and thought, this is the right thing for me and my future family. In my next video, I'll share with you some tips and tricks on how to save in order to fulfill your dreams. Thank you so much for watching, and if you've made any sacrifices in your life in order to fulfill your dreams, please share them down below. I look forward to reading them in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and share it with all of your friends and family. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button before you go. I'll see you in the next video.